YouTube, it's your boy FPL man, and I'm back here with a brand new video. Today I've got for you my Game Week 17 team review, as well as Game Week 18 team selection, and some transfer plans. Your boy is looking to make some big moves after we heard the news of Bukayo Saka injury, and now we know that he'll be out until end of March. So this changes the FPL landscape completely. The template has been broken. The so-called Holy Trinity no longer exists. So now everyone is wondering who's the best Bukayo Saka replacement, and there is tons of options. We're going to be covering all of this in this video, so let's dive in. So there you have it, boys. Here's my Game Week 17 team review. Your boy had total 79 points. Old rank is 17k. New rank is 23k in the world. Small red arrow. If you couldn't tell, by the way, my voice is kind of gone a little bit. One of my best friends actually had a wedding yesterday, and we went out to Birmingham. It was really nice, actually. We had fantastic food after the wedding. We went out to Star City, played bowling and a bunch of other sports. I completely destroyed my boys in bowling. So just to let you know, a big W for me. But I digress. Getting to my Game Week 17 team review. Your boy unfortunately had a red arrow, but look, I'm still pleased with it considering the fact that I did it on Isak, and that was the big swing for me. I went with Jackson instead of Isak a couple of weeks back, and unfortunately I paid the price. But to still be able to be around 30k, even though he scored a hat trick, I'm pretty pleased with that. Really disappointed with Jackson though. He missed another 2 or 3 seaters. So it seems like Jackson is back to him old self like last season when he used to get a bunch of chances and miss a lot and maybe convert once in a blue moon. So I'm not quite pleased with him. But at the same time, he's got the fixtures, so I gotta be patient with him. And Cunha, I kept the faith. I didn't sell him like others. Some people were hoping for him to be, suspended and whatnot, and he delivered. So pleased with him too. Unfortunately, the big disappointment is Mbemo. I was expecting him to do something at home versus Forest, but he was playing right back again. And I don't think he can be my team any longer. I've got a bunch of problems. I also had a dilemma between João Pedro and Enzo, and I ended up starting João Pedro because he had the pens, and he's another bum who completely flopped again. That's 4 blanks in a row. And this guy, he doesn't want to be a footballer, guys. He wants to do modeling. And I don't want a guy that doesn't want to be a footballer in my team and that has no hunger. It seems like he's disinterested when he's playing. It seems like he's acts too prestige as if he's won the World Cup. First and foremost, João Pedro, mate, you're not Messi. You need to pipe down, and I need to look to move him, to be fair. Otherwise, happy with Gabriel. He got assist, whole 7 points. To be honest, he didn't have one bonus point. He got a bonus point 27 hours later, but I'll take it. He does seem like an FPL darling, so I'm happy with him. Raya did concede, though, unfortunately, and I did lose my clean sheet, double Arsenal clean sheet, and I didn't anticipate that. But still, the fact that Raya got 3 points, Gabriel came with the assist, I'm happy. And Trent finally got a return, an assist. Listen, I think the next fixtures are really good. I wasn't expecting much in Tottenham, but at least he got a return. And then finally, of course, Mr. Mo Salah, the king of FPL, came up with a full return, 21 points, doubled up 40 points. People that went against him got absolutely destroyed. This is an insane swing. There was a lot of people that was asking me, who do we captain? Do we go for the likes of Isak and others? And I told people, there's no way. This is not the week you take a risk on and going differential captain. Although Isak did get a hat trick, but Salah has too good of a fixture on paper. Spurs love to concede, and they were without two of the best centre back as well as their main keeper. Now, moving forward, it's almost like if you don't captain Salah, you're gonna get a red arrow. So I was pretty pleased to be on the other side because I did back against him for the last 2 months, and it does feel nice to be honest. But overall, quite pleased with the score. But at the same time, I could have done better. As I said, if I went with Isak, I would have had a fat green arrow. But you can't get all the decisions right. Now, looking at this team, there are some big changes that needs to be made. As you guys know, Bukayo Saka did get injured on the 20th minute versus Palace, and now this changes the whole FPL landscape. And we're going to have to talk about what's the best Saka replacement and what moves I'll be making. And just one thing to keep in mind, guys, this is completely team dependent. And depending on what players you're missing, that's who you're going to take out Bukayo Saka for. There is no like-for-like replacement. I don't see any standout premium. And we're going to get into that anyways in the next slides. Now let's move on to my Game Week 18 transfer plans. So here's my Game Week 18 transfer plan, guys. I've made 2 free transfers and I've taken a -4 hit. I sold Cunha, who has a bit of a tough fixture coming up, and he may potentially get suspended. When that will happen, we don't know, and I didn't want to take that risk. And I want to get Isak because he's been killing me the last few weeks, and he's in exceptional form. Regardless of fixtures, I think he can score versus anyone. He scored versus the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal. So to me, it doesn't matter what fixture he is. He's kind of fixture proof. And if I'm going to sell Saka and find some funds, I'm definitely going to upgrade in that position and get an Isak. And then I've got Saka. I've taken him out for Ahmad, which gave me lots of funds to obviously fund the likes of Isak. I also sold João Pedro, who's been disappointing, extremely disappointing, absolute bomb. I had to sell him to bring in Jesus. To be honest, he's just a bit of a punt. There's a lot of risk associated with it because he could get rotated once he has one or two bad games. At the same time, Saka being out long term and Sterling being out long term does make me feel optimistic that he will keep his place. But you never know. They could definitely get benched, and then maybe Trossard as well as Alan Martinelli starts with Havertz, and then things goes left. But it is what it is. I want to spice up my team a bit. So now let's move on to game week 18 team selection. So as you guys can see, I'm lining up with Raya, Gabriel, Hall, and Trent at the back. Pretty much they all have good fixtures to be honest, except for Hall. But at the same time, he's been returning the last few weeks. I mean, he has an attacking upside. Plus, like Villa at home, Newcastle at home, strictly speaking, they do keep a lot of clean sheets. So you never know. He has a potential for a clean sheet. If not, there's an attacking return. In midfield, you got your standard Salah, Palmer. Salah's gonna have the captaincy armband. There's no debate. I'm not like anyone that says they want Captain Salah, they're just attention seeking. There's no debate. Leicester at home. He's even a potential for a triple captaincy shout. So definitely Captain Salah, Leicester at home. Palmer, who's got Fulham. Ahmad, new addition to my team. Wolves away. It is a nice fixture, but at the same time, Wolves does have a new manager, and you don't know how they will look. And especially versus Leicester, they destroyed them. So I'm kind of worried. But at the same time, United, I think they can break them down. And then finally, Mbimo, who is going to be fighting for his place in my team. If he doesn't show up this week and he's still playing right wing back, I might look to ship him for the likes of Ford or Son come next week because I do have the budget to do that. In the forward position, I've got Jackson and two new additions to my team in Jesus as well as Isak. Jesus has a very good entry point this week, and that's why I wanted to maybe take a punt on him, especially due to the fact that Ipswich are without their captain in Mosi, who does control the midfield quite well. So I do think Arsenal can maybe get 3 or 4 past them, and potentially Jesus will be part of 1 or 2 of these goals. Jackson has been quite disappointing, as I said, guys, but Fulham at home, I do have to start him. Even though Fulham are good defensively, I do think the fact that Chelsea creates so many chances, there's a potential for him to get return. But he's one of those assets that I'm thinking maybe I might have to move in the future. On the bench, I've got Fabianski, Enzo, Burgess, and Greaves. To be honest, the debate is between Enzo and Ahmad. I'm most likely going to be starting Ahmad due to the fact that Enzo did play the 8 position and he wasn't really playing the door 10 with Palmer. So I want to wait and see. Maybe once Lavia is back, then I might start Enzo. But for now, I'll be benching him. Currently have 2.4 in the bank. I could look to upgrade, as I said, and be to Foden, but I don't want to do this week because Foden does play Everton. I want to watch one more week and see if I want Foden or Son. So that will give me more information. And Mbimo does have a pretty good fixture on paper, to be honest. Brighton away, they've been horrible. So let's hope for the best. Let me know what you guys think. This is how I'm lining up, boys. And let me know what transfers you made. So now let's move on to the best Bukayo Saka replacement. I know what you guys are thinking. Why do I have Trent and Isak under best Bukayo Saka replacement? And I'll tell you why. To be honest, in my opinion, if you don't have either of those assets, you definitely go to a cheaper asset like Ahmad or Rogers and get both of these assets in because I feel like after Salah, Palmer, and now that Saka is injured, these are the next best premium assets to own. I know Son is there, Foden is there, but in terms of reliability, I do think these are the assets that you want to own, especially for the fact that Liverpool has Leicester, West Ham. These fixtures Trent can hold in any of them. And then you have Isak, although he's got tough fixtures on paper with Villa and United, I think he has shown us that he can score versus top teams, so you definitely prioritize him. In terms of like for like replacement, I don't see any best Bukayo Saka replacement. You can make an argument for Son. I think that's the only player that you can make an argument for because he's quite talismanic. He's got the minutes and the pens. But at the same time, if you've got the likes of Madison and Kulusevski matching him every week and they cost significantly less, so you might as well save 2 or 3 million there. And maybe if you wanted to get a Spurs asset, you get the Kulusevski or Madison of the world instead of Son. And then obviously, if you wanted to get an Arsenal asset, Odegaard is safe. He's got the minutes and pens. But if you wanted to take a punt, go the likes of Martinelli, I would recommend. I do think it's a bit of a differential if you were to go there. But I also have my trust issues there. Look, guys, I think in terms of Saka replacement, it really depends on your team. What other assets you're missing? If you're missing a Trent as well as Isak, as I said, you go to a cheaper asset. However, if you already have them, maybe you look at the likes of maybe a Foden or Son to take a bit of a punt and see what happens. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know who you guys went for and whether if you're getting the likes of Isak or Trent or not. So make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys next week. Peace out.